Greetings, Niagara Falls and beyond, wherever in the world you people hi-fi Wi-Fi. You're about to take a ride with me, DJ Ms. V, down the unknown road. Tonight's episode trip 59 is the typical 2 hours of classic and current alternative and punk tunage you didn't know you needed to hear. Big hello to the regular trippers and even huger hello to the rookie hitchers. Hey, guess what, guys? I have a very special guest sitting here in my living room as I do the pre-recorded quasi-quarantine series here for 4680q.ca. Doug Hell is sitting with me. Say hello, Doug.
Hi. It's not an unknown road anymore now. So.
Well, you know, we can discuss the merits of what the unknown road really means. And people may be wondering, who the hell is Doug Hell? Well, who are you?
I'm just a guy.
You're not just a guy. You're somebody.
Okay.
You're musically inclined.
I'm musically inclined. I dabble in music.
You dabble in music?
Yes, I do.
Well,
where do you want to start?
Well, are we gonna pop the cherry and tell everyone who you are? Or are we gonna play a couple music, some tunes before we get started?
That gives me time to think about who I am. That's good.
All right. So, tell you what, we'll give you an idea of who he is. He is the bassist from Green Jello, and we are going to start off tonight's set with a little number called
Silence of the Sponge. Shout out to Derek, Nelson, and Rob Gabrielle, who wrote this song, of Green Jello.
Awesome sauce. All right, we'll stick around. We'll have some more chit-chat later on. Due to the fly-by nature of tonight's pre-recorded show, Trip 59, I don't necessarily have the song list set up just yet. So you're going to have to check the Facebook page to see my regular set list to say, hey, what did we just finish listening to? Because here sitting with me in my living room is the one and only Doug Hell from Green Jello. But who else are you? You're not just a guy. You're not just dabbling in music. Tell me some stories. Tell my listeners a tale or two.
Well, I mean, I'm Doug Hell. I have my own obnoxious solo acoustic career. I've played in a lot of bands. And to be fair, I'm not the only bass player for Green Jello. Green Jello probably has about 10 million bass players. I'm the bass player in the southern chapter of Ontario.
So hang on, 10 million seems like a little bit of an overstretch here. Approximately how many, ballpark,
9.5 million.
9.5 million bassists that have played for Green Jello.
Okay.
Maybe for some of our non-educated fans when it comes to... Is my understanding that a couple Tool members were in Green Jello.
Yes, this is true. Danny Carey was in Green Jello, and Maynard was in Green Jello. And that's, I think the people who are actually in Green Jello now like to champion that quite a bit.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
So the one constant in Green Jello is the lead singer, and then musicians such as yourself kind of come in.
Yeah, Bill, the singer, is the only static member of Green Jello.
How's your relationship with Bill?
I don't think he knows who I am.
He doesn't know who you are. Now, how is that possible? He just doesn't care?
To be honest, I scare him.
You scare him?
Yes, he's afraid of me. I'm a big guy.
Should I be scared?
Why not? But, yeah, I gotta explain. In Green Jello, Bill has he's got a band essentially, in every, region of the world. He goes away every weekend to wherever that is gonna be, and wherever he ends up, whether it's Russia or Latvia or Pennsylvania, he's got a band there. A band, I'm not even positive they even rehearse. He shows up. There's a band. He's got this nomad band that sometimes goes around with him. And it's a train wreck. The last tour we did, I I showed up in London for the gig, and there's another bass player there. And, well, I guess I'm like, we have two bass players. He's like, oh, yeah, I'm just here to back you up. And I'm like, so I'm the lead bass player. Yep, I'm just here to back you up. Lovely guy named Mike. Yeah, so, okay, that's great. And then the next night, another bass player showed up. 3 bass players.
So you're part of a revolving door of a group of musicians that come and jam with this band. So this perhaps answers the question why the lead singer doesn't know who you are?
I think revolving door is being nice about it. I think terms like hot mess or train wreck are more applicable here.
But you managed to throw it all together. Isn't it great when a hot mess comes together? So more about this Green Jello band.
This Green Jello band.
Grammy
nominated.
Grammy nominated.
Grammy nominated band for best long form video. I don't remember the year, quite frankly. I don't care. They lost to Soundgarden. Mm-hmm. And the reason I'm in this band is I'm just a huge fan. Like I loved the band. I couldn't believe it when I actually got an opportunity to join. But then when I joined, I never realized it's when I joined in 2014, it was ridiculous back then on the account that like 2 of the other guys in this band, there's only 5 of us, a respectable 5 of us at the time. 2 of them couldn't even play. And it's just like, oh wow, this is Green Jello. Like this is what I've aspired my whole life, not to necessarily be in Green Jello, but to be in a major label band and tour. And
how did that opportunity come about?
A friend of mine was. I thought he was lying. He said he was playing in Green Jello and he was playing bass, and he was freaking terrible. And he invited me in, and there was no audition, there was no nothing. It was just like, yeah, if you want to be in the band, you could be in the band. So if everybody else is out there thinking like I got this big break and I got spotted because of my talent, that's not the case. I just got unlucky. Lucky, sorry.
Right place at the right time, wrong place at the right time. Synchronicity.
Right, but then I quit for a few years and I came back last year, and then it was even more ridiculous. Like now just everybody, like I said, he's got these people that literally follow him around on tour and they're sneaking across the border, and they're like, it's just, it's ridiculous now. It's just, like I was saying, night 2, there ended up being 3 bass players. The next night, there's 4 bass players.
Despite all the discombobulation and the somewhat chaos that you're describing, he does seem, the lead singer does seem to stand up for getting paid in band members. I do recall a YouTube incident where he chased down a promoter to get paid.
Oh my God. Yeah, that was London. We played, it was the first show. The promoter fucked off without paying us. And so, everybody, okay, fucking whatever. We just kind of licked our wounds. Everybody went to their respect. It was fucking snowy as fuck. Like it was a blizzard that night.
The timing of which I seem to recall it being bitterly, bitterly cold as well. Like it was not favorable weather. Like it was a brutal, brutal winter that everyone's trying to come out and see a punk show. So
next day, one of the singers, Casper and I went to my brother's house, and then the next day, like I'm getting all these messages. You got to see this. You got to see this. So we go on Bill's live feed, Bill the singer, and him and the drummer are at the promoter's house, dragging him out of the house. It's like in front of the whole world, committing a felony, essentially. Threatening to throw this guy in the river. Like everything. Drummer's screaming at him, Bill's threatening him, and oh my God, it was just like, and then, people are just watching, okay, and it gets better. Okay, we're thinking, oh, wow, that was hilarious. Good on you, Bill. And then next thing you know, this video has gone completely viral. It's like world star. It's everywhere. And it's just huge. It's just like, so anyway, this incident got Bill a new record deal. And this is hilarious too, because I'm not sure how happy Bill is about this, because Bill, up to this point, he he plays all over the world. He gets his however much his fee is, and he doesn't have to pay the band because the band is essentially a bunch of guys swinging from his balls. Like, they just want to be there, right? And he doesn't have to pay them, and fucking we make our money through other means, which is by merch. We make our own merch, and Bill lets us. He's great. He lets us keep, Bill doesn't care. He gets paid.
Mm-hmm.
But now there's a record deal. Now he's got to work. now he's got to produce a record full of songs. So Bill, in true Bill style, makes this big post. Who wants to write a song for the new Green? Oh, well, anyway. To make a long story even longer, I got a song. Rob, Derek, and I, the two I showed it earlier, who wrote that masterpiece. You've already heard Silence of the Sponge. The three of us wrote a song that's going to be on that record. So, but now it's funny because everybody's like looking at me going, oh, you got a record deal. You got a record. No, I don't. I'm fucking, my contribution to this whole thing is absolutely fucking parasitical. I'm probably not going to be making a penny off of it, but it's nice to see my name on there, to know I'm a part of this legacy.
It looks good on a resume, and you were part of a unit, or at least as chaotic as it sounds, that there was some heavy principle behind it and mass love.
You know what? I love my Green Jello family. I mean, I'm sitting here, you think I'm talking shit. I'm not. I love everybody on that tour. Everybody's great. Everybody's fucking... Bill doesn't know who the fuck I am, but that's fine. I kind of like I'm a bit of an introvert. I like my anonymity.
Well, maybe with your next venture, and we'll talk about that after this next set of music, we'll talk more about the Scagnettis.
Yes.
But before we get into that, let's listen to some Faith No More. Here's Midlife Crisis.
From their third album.
Not the first one.
Angel Dust.
There you go. 4680q.ca. Hi there, you're listening to The Unknown Road on 4680q.ca. I'm DJ Ms. V. Some of the best music that comes along is the stuff that you stumble upon. You just finished listening to a song called Vidage by a band called 1000 Mods, or 1000 Mods. I'm not entirely sure of the pronunciation of the band.
It was spectacular.
It was, and I have Doug Hill sitting here with me. It's really Doug Hill, but you go by Doug Hell as a stage name, or did I just ruin the mystique?
Well, there's really no mystique. It's I am, my last name is Hill. It's obviously not Hell, but
is there? I shouldn't henpeck on your name.
Why henpeck on my name? Because it's very, very uninspiring and unexciting. I got. It's funny you hear the urban legends about why I'm called Doug Hell, but
let's let the record straight right here.
This is the record straight. In 1999, I was living in Mechanicsville, Ottawa, Ontario. I got a GST check from the government, and it was made out to Doug Hell. My roommate saw it and just thought it was the funniest thing in the world and said, "Hey, Doug Hell, yeah." And it literally caught like wildfire. You'd be hard-pressed to find. Hopefully Niagara Falls changes that. But you'll be hard-pressed to find anybody who sees me and says, "Hey, Doug." It's always, "Hey, Doug Hell." Like, it just like,
So let's see here. You just recently came to Niagara Falls. Welcome, the wonderful city of Niagara Falls.
Do you care if it falls? Yes.
Do you care if it falls? Yeah, it's always falling. The sky is falling, and so is Niagara. Tell us about your reasons why you're here in Niagara Falls. And it's my understanding you're part of a new venture here with Christy Hales. And, well, before we start talking about before that, the Upper Space is in full swing. So stoked, so excited at the base of the 420 here in Niagara Falls, Montrose and 420 at the QE. New recording rehearsal space. Get on that. If you have anything to do with music, you have crossed paths with Christy at some point, get in touch with her and you're going to want to jam there. They're looking wicked in there, am I wrong?
It's pretty spectacular.
All right, so...
Last night they had an AC/DC tribute band.
Well, we're talking last night, and we're talking here on a Sunday night, so when people are listening to this, it will be a Tuesday. So some time ago, within the past week, this is kind of not quite a last week night with John Oliver. This is this week with DJ Ms. V. And I try to showcase as much talent as I possibly can here in the Niagara region. I'm just, hey, what, Christy pretty much picked you up in the middle of the night and brought you down here to Niagara Falls.
I thought she was kidding. I'll be there at around midnight. Sure, okay. And then I got to realizing she was as serious as a donut. So, yeah, she showed up at midnight. We packed up, like, I'm an amenities guy. I need my computer, I need my guitars. I packed up like 90% of my shit and threw it in the back of her van.
There you go.
Yeah. And now I'm here, so.
Talking to listeners on the unknown road. Tell us about the Scagnettis.
Oh, brand new project. It's kind of something. I wanted to start a band of 40-somethings playing in like a street level band. Like, I just wanted to find a few other like-minded individuals like me who are like old, still pretty, and want to just not quite give up on the dream yet. And it's very inspiring. Like I said, I just wanted people in like, not like, 3 old people and a 25-year-old. I wanted all old people. No offense to anybody who's older than 47 out there. The point I'm trying to make is people well past their Carlsberg years playing in a band that's not likely ever going to play for more than 10 people even before Corona.
Well, and hey, who knows where the world is your oyster?
Yeah,
as
absolutely.
cliche as that is.
Mm-hmm.
What are we going to be listening to next here? I think we're going to throw some Sisters of Mercy.
I'm in.
All right, this is going to be a super, super duper long song. This is at least 10 minutes. Check it out, Sisters of Mercy, This Corrosion, 4680q.ca. Hi there.
All right.
Thanks for sticking with us. I have no idea at what point in time we're at the show right now. Winging it. You just finished listening to Marilyn Manson and the Sneaker Pimps from the Spawn soundtrack, The Long, Hard Road Out of Hell. And before that, another soundtrack song from The Crow, Helmet and Milquetoast. Don't ask me what I played before because I haven't figured it out. I'm sitting here next to Doug Hell of Green Jello and Scagnetti fame at the moment. But let's talk a little bit more about who Doug Hell is.
Uh-huh.
What do you want to tell me?
What do I want to tell you?
Yeah.
I was born in Leamington, Ontario, tomato capital of the world. And
I actually know someone who lives in Leamington. Hey, shout out to Mandalorian Mike. All right.
My mom lives in Leamington. Yeah, I was born in Leamington, and that was great. I still love tomatoes to this day. But yeah, mostly out of all of this, I think I'm best known. Maybe obviously not best known if I'm playing in Green Jello, but my real passion is playing like my own acoustic stuff. Like I do like a kind of I call it aggressive folk for aggressive folk.
That's an accurate description. Anyone that, if you haven't fallen in love with this voice already, you can find Doug Hell on Facebook, and you can catch any one of his jam sessions that he's either recording on a whim or at the Upper Space.
It's all a whim.
It's all a whim.
Mm-hmm. It's all on a whim.
Fly by the seat of your pants.
Mm-hmm. And I've been doing okay doing that. It's I went through a little bit. I went through a little bit of problems because I tried to rebrand myself at one point by putting an E at the end of Hell because I was going through some stupid reawakening. There's the big Wednesday 13 incident that just kind of that whole thing exhausted me.
What's the Wednesday 13 incident?
Ooh, well, I think for the people who don't actually know, 2016, I was asked to open for Wednesday 13, and I thought, well, this is a pretty good high-profile gig. It would be for about 500 people, I guess, which is laughable by major label standards. But
500 people is still 500 people.
It was a big show for me, especially for me doing my acoustic thing. So I went all out, and I had all these T-shirts printed up that said, Doug Hell says go fuck yourself, in huge block letters on them. They were sold like crazy. So I'm asked to play this Wednesday 13 show, and I thought, you know what, for once, I'm just going to go there. I'm not gonna screw around. I'm going to, try to be as I don't want to blow this because it's a big, high-profile gig. I'm really good at making people dislike me. So I thought I'm going to try and do the exact opposite. Well, that wasn't to be. I went and I was like, just my usual bullshit of, I don't get heckled. I'm usually the one doing the heckling. So anyway, to make a long story even longer, when Wednesday 13 went up there to do his thing, and it was an acoustic. It was an acoustic set. And this guy, he must have talked about 20 minutes in between each song.
Mm.
And I'm there and I'm like, shut the fuck up and play some, like,
let's talk more music.
Like, I'm like, only at the time I didn't realize that it was a Q&A show.
So you're being the jerk.
Oh yeah, but it gets better.
Oh no.
Because oh yeah, and it's funny if you search hard enough on Facebook, you can still find this.
Or is it on YouTube?
My performance is on YouTube, but no, the aftermath is what really set the world on fire. It literally broke my Facebook. I made a status when I got back about, hey, great to see everybody. Thanks for coming out. Wednesday 13. Only I called him by his real name, which is Joseph Poole. Joseph Poole, you are a fucking idiot. Who cares if you're best friends with Marilyn Manson? You're probably not, but who cares about this? And shut the fuck up and play some goddamn music. But I didn't know that it was a Q&A show. So somehow this managed to get back to him. So, like, I wake up, like, 2 days later to an email from this guy. And he's like, the things he called me, you pussy-ass faggot. Yeah, well, you know what?
No. Now, folks, don't repeat this at home, okay? Children who are listening, these are not nice words to be calling people.
And I would never, ever call anybody these fucking names. Ever. But I swear, that's what he said. Okay? Joseph Poole, this is 2020. You can't say shit like that anymore. Anyway, and he says, you watch what happens next. I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about? And then I got like over 900 emails from angry fans. I'm like, what the fuck? Anyway, I go to his fan page and he's got my status in his status going, look at this guy insulting the best fans in the world. Everybody let him know. And there I'm thinking,
oh, you just opened up a can of worms.
Other than, holy shit, I'm fucked, is like, I didn't insult the fans. I insulted him. Why are you bringing your fans to this?
Because maybe he feels at one with his fans. Who knows?
Or maybe he just needed a really big shield. But anyway, I fought with every single one of them. Like, this was on, like, if you go, like I said, go back to 2016 on Facebook, and, like, we broke Facebook fighting over this. And I fought with, like, for months. And I wouldn't let it go because I'm ridiculous like that. I just kept fighting with them and kept fighting with them. And, like, it just, by the end of it all, it was very exhausting. But I was just like, yeah, that's fine, Wednesday 13. You want to sing about Frankenstein and Dracula at 40 years old, you go right ahead. You know, your 16-year-old fans, when they turn 18, they're going to like me instead because they're going to want a real Man of Darkness and not, you know, some cartoon character of a
real Man of Darkness as opposed to a reasonable facsimile.
100%. But it was ridiculous. And at the end, you know what? It took a while, but I actually felt a little bit bad knowing the nature of his show and not understanding it. But man, did that incident ever put me on the map? Not quite the way I anticipated, but it kind of raised my profile quite a bit.
Well, let's just roll with the punches here. I'm going to play some yeahs for the listeners. Let's listen to some rockers. Thanks for keeping your browser refreshed, 4680q.ca. I am your host, DJ Ms. V, as we take a trip down the unknown road, episode 59. I'm sitting here with Doug Hell in my living room as we shoot the breeze and talk about all things punk, green jello, Scagnetti, and Doug Hell related. Is there anyone you wanted to say hello to?
I'm not necessarily say hello to, but there are I'm pretty picky and snobby when it comes to what I listen to, but I mean, for those looking for music that I discovered recently out of the Durham region, which is where I'm moving from, there are two acts that come to mind. One of them is called Morningside. They're like a three-piece kind of modern rock band. They're really freaking good. And then the other one is Courtney Bowles, who does like a bit of it's kind of a pop country, but less emphasis on the country and more on the pop, but not like in a Justin Bieber kind of pop, just good. I guess maybe Sheryl Crow or something like that, or it's yeah.
Well, now you have me intrigued, so I'm going to dig it up and we are going to play it. But that is all the time that we have for this evening. I'd like to thank the regular trippers and the rookie hitchers that have just hitched a ride for tonight. And I will see you next Tuesday, as I always do. I am going to leave the show with the two songs that Mr. Doug Hell just mentioned.
What two songs? Two bands?
Two bands. Well, the two
Yes.
songs of the two bands that you were telling me from the Durham region.
Absolutely. You've forgotten already?
Well, because it's not written down in front of me, dude. You know,
Morningside.
Morningside
Formerly
and...
known as Weapon, and the other one is Courtney Bowles, not to be mistaken for the teacher in the United States that molested her students.
Oh, wow.
Because they do share the same name.
So hang on, how do you spell Bowles?
Bowles. She just released a single called Beautiful Daughter.
Well, I'm excited to hear it. Guys, have a great night. Stay safe, stay kind, stay sane.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers.